Guys, it is burning. Like, what is going on? What is genuinely going on in Pretoria? Like, damn. Woo. Okay, let's get started. Sanbonani Makaya, it's your host, Fifi. You can call me Fifi, short for Fifi, and welcome back to another episode of Fifi Talks. This is a series whereby I sit down with you guys and have raw and unfiltered conversations about living like a Christian in this generation, but making sure to keep it Christian-centered. So yeah, welcome back. Finally excited, it's crop top season, but not way too cropped, guys. Ish. I think I'm gonna have serious conviction about my dressing, and it's not gonna be nice. But hey, we're not talking about that today. So today we are going to be talking about relationships in Christianity, in a way, like dating in this generation, everything relationship wise, but relationships in terms of intimate romantic relationships, not friendships and stuff. That is going to be for another episode. Yay. I know the switch up is different. I'm kind of recording this late, so the sun was like, babes, I'm not gonna let you. Guys, please drink water. You're gonna have heat strokes and stuff. So, I told you guys what we're gonna be talking about today. I've got my topics, not my topics, but like my guidance here that I wrote down. I've got my laptop Bible, I've got this Bible. Last episode, I spoke to you guys about going around with flipping Bibles that are on your phones. Guys! Okay, so before we start, we're going to start off with the verse of the day. Today's verse of the day is Ephesians 5:25. Let me open it on my Bible. I don't know if, okay, just open it on my Bible. Open it on the Bible. Ephesians, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts to the Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians. Here we go. Ephesians 5, verse 25. So it reads, husbands, love your wives just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. So this is kind of opening into what we're going to be speaking about today. What I get from this verse, right? In all relationships that you're going to have, this is going to men and women. Make sure that it is all centered around Christ. So remember how the Lord says in the Bible to become one. This is more of like marriage. But I feel like it also applies while you're trying to pursue a relationship in this generation, in this world, like courtship and stuff. Yes. So, Ephesians tells us that the husbands should love the wives just as the Lord loved the church. A question that you would get is, how did the Lord love the church? And I did some digging for you guys. I don't mind going to it. Here we go. So Christ loved the church by giving his own life, by sacrificing an act of cleansing and sanctification, with the ultimate goal of presenting it to himself as pure and a beautiful bride. Right? So, giving his own life. Obviously, we can't give our own lives, But basically it means leave yourself and pick a life with Christ so that you're better for your significant other. For example, you come into the relationship with like all your bad habits. I'm not going to go into bad habits because I don't want to get cancelled. Hey, cancel culture is super serious. But anyways, cool. You come into the relationship with all your bad habits. Try and leave that behind. So this is why it is important. I was watching this other podcast. It's called Save Not Soft by Amy. You guys should check it out. I'm gonna like put it here. Like maybe you've seen it or not. And there was an episode where she was with her fiance and they were talking about how they first met each other years back before they actually started dating. But then they couldn't be together because they had to do individual growing up, individual cleansing, individual growth, right? So it is very important to first work on yourself. I feel like people don't really respect the gift of singleness, especially if you're going to pursue a serious relationship, right? I'm one person too. Like, I never really got why I should be single. From a very young age, I kept on jumping from relationship to relationship. And because my relationships lasted long, it was weird after the breakup. And it's like, what am I supposed to do now? Be single? No, because my brain was trained to be in a relationship. I did not see myself outside one. So I never really got to grow within myself, which is one thing I prayed about, and I think I'm getting into the season of singleness growth, which is something that I'm really fighting, as I said, but I feel like it's now time. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, take your singleness very seriously. I know it gets boring. I know it's like, no, I want to wake up to text. I want somebody to send me flowers. I want somebody to do this, and that. It's all cute. But if you're a Christian, and I feel like, I don't know how I should put this, but most Christians, especially me and like the people that I've surrounded myself with, we kind of see relationships as an end goal. What do I mean by that? I basically mean like, when you get into a relationship, you get in for the long term, right? It's not no short term type stuff. And this is a very big problem in my generation because most people are not here for the long run. Most people don't want to do that. Me included. There was a time this year where I feel like I was far away from Christ, and it was a thing of, I was like, no, this year, because I just gotten out of a very long relationship, I was like, this year, I'm not going to do no relationships. I'm just going to have fun. Have fun as in talk to anybody and everybody at the same time, go with the flow, what. This kind of really scarred me a lot to a point where I don't even recognize myself. Because it's like, now when you find out like the person that you've been praying for, because we all have a person that we've been praying for since birth, like, Lord, I want my husband to be like this and this, my wife to be like this and this. When that person comes, especially when you're in this phase, especially when you dedicated yourself saying, this year I'm going to be like this and this, when that person comes, you are fully blindsided. Why? Because you decided that no, this year nothing is serious, and the person that the Lord has planned for you passes you by. Why? Because you were blinded by that. So it really scarred me to the point where you find out that like the person I was supposed to be with, the person I was supposed to grow in Christ with, the person I was supposed to be one with, has left. Why? Because I was doing this year, right? And since, as I said, as Christians, we usually look for the long term in relationships, it becomes super hard trying to find that one specific person in a world full of talking stages that last for 2 seconds in a world full of. Actually, let's get into an uncomfortable conversation. Especially, like, I realized this when I went to university, right? I used to hear about it cool on the internet, but it's a thing of like, now I'm seeing it happen live. People thrive in lust and infatuation. It is disturbing. All a person wants to do, get with you, get that boom, 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 and they're gone. There's no surface, it's all surface level stuff. And it's like we forget that our bodies are the temple. We forget that there's more to this body than just what meets the eye. That's a whole topic for another day. Like, I think it might be the next episode. We're going to be talking about soul ties, everything about the soul, spirit, and flesh. Don't worry, guys. I got you. I told you this podcast is about raw and unfiltered topics, eh? Like, I'm gonna be so raw and I'm gonna be straight to the point. If it hurts your feelings, go pray about it, honey. I'm sorry, but go pray about it. I think I'm drifting away, but I'm not really drifting away. Wait. Let's go back to the drawing board. In relationships, we all have standards that we want for our partners. Like, my partner should be this, and that. But we forget that we should also speak about the fruit of the spirit that we want in our partners. Your partner can be tall, can have a great smile, nice hair, nice fashion sense. That's one thing I look for. I'm very guilty of that. I really look for nice fashion sense because I can't take you outside and you dressed up like we're going to my friend down the street tower. Like, okay, I know, but like we're going out. Like, we're not going to my friend, we're going out. Did you get me? Anyways, cool. We all have so many different standards for the people that we want to be with, and we often forget to put the fruit of the spirits on top. So one thing I would advise you to do anytime you're praying for your future person, make sure you put the fruit of the spirit on top there, because at the end of the day, this is somebody that you want to grow with. This is somebody that you want to get to know Christ even better with. Somebody that's going to help you navigate your Christian life in this life. When it comes to talking stages, I feel like it's important for us to give talking stages as talking stages. In our generation, I feel like we drift away from that. We super drift away in the sense of a talking stage, first date, first time you see somebody, you're kissing them. You're already kissing, you're doing so many relationship stuff at a talking stage level. I think we hear it a lot that, we hear it a lot that people do wife stuff at a girlfriend wage. And it's become a serious problem because you tend to give your full devotion to this person. And 99% of the chance, that's not the person you're going to marry. And it's like, shit, you've given so much to this person just for them not to be yours. And at the end of the day, that hurts you. So I feel like it's very important, as I said, take your time, be single, get to love yourself, get to love Christ, and then I feel like everything starts falling in place. How you should be in a relationship, especially in a talking stage, so that it's not you giving everything that you worked for to this person just for the person to leave you, right? And I'm not even gonna go into detail with that because you'll get touchy when I start talking about these things. When I start mentioning other stuff, people are gonna start fighting. But just pray about it, And like, don't let people misuse your kindness, because there's a difference between being kind and working at a wifey wage when you're still a girlfriend, let alone not even girlfriend, still at the talking stage. So yeah, but at the end of the day, it all depends on you. Like, how are you with this person? So don't let society standards come up to you, you know. So the next bullet I have here is think about long term. I did touch on that. Maybe I can touch on it a little bit more. I know we all want the fast, quick stuff, but all I can say is, like, also as I mentioned, imagine giving your all to someone and then just for them not to be your partner. This is why I'm saying you should, if you've prayed for this person continuously, and start praying for a person from the talking stage. Ask the Lord, Lord, is this person supposed to be with me? Lord, am I supposed to have an impact in this person? What is the role of this person in my life? Is this person going to be my end game, or am I just put in this person's life to show them a bit about you, you know? And once you do that and the Lord has shown you, right? Because sometimes you're put into people's lives just for you to change a certain thing in them. I know it hurts when they leave, but they were not really yours. You were just put there to draw them closer to the Lord, and that's it. No bad blood. So all I can say is, if the Lord reveals to you that this person might be your end game, always think long term. Pray for each other, fast for each other, do so many godly things, so that even if you guys are end game, you guys already have a solid foundation in Christ. Even though the fully solid foundation will come once you guys are married, but courtship is a very important thing, you know. Okay, the next thing, I did speak about this, like falling in love with yourself. Like, first, love you. I'm going to also have an episode about this, like loving yourself first, and loving Christ first. So, which is basically the importance of singleness. I'm going to have a serious episode about that. And yeah, we're just gonna chat it up. I think this is kind of it. For this episode, because I don't like making these episodes long. I know we've got a very short span, right? And I don't want people to kind of get bored in a way, but I feel like if you've got the anointing, you will not get bored. So if you're getting bored, it says a lot about you. Says a lot about you. Says a lot about you. Yeah, let me check with my baby here. I think this is it for this episode. I know I didn't go full into detail with some things that I briefly mentioned, but that's because those are whole episodes on their own. Yeah, but I hope you guys learned a thing or two about relationships that we usually talk about in the surface level. I hope you guys were touched. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. If you've made it all the way to the end, I love you. And if you're listening also, I love you. And Christ loves you way too much. And make sure you drink your water, because it is hot. Drink your water, love your neighbor, pray, and read your Bible. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next